Alright. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Alpha Talks live stream. Today is Second Monday, and you know what that means? Second Monday podcast. I'm here with Johnny Boy.
Hello.
And I'm also here with Rainier.
Hello.
We are here to entertain you all today, up until like 10 o'clock when, at least 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because that's when Rainier has to depart. And so how are you guys doing? Let's start with that, both in chat and my fellow podcast members.
Well, it's been quite a month, isn't it? Definitely felt like it's been a year with all the freaking news stories that's and the life-shattering or life-changing policies that our government's having.
Oh,
Indeed,
okay.
indeed.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I was like, which news are we referring to? Because there's so much. There's so much. Yeah, there's so much.
Eggs are $24.
Oh no!
Yeah, whenever I heard my coworkers talk about it, I was like, damn, dog. It's crazy.
Like, you know, like if eggs are like that much money, imagine like other items that like we cannot mention because of you know, wink wink, they're naughty things. Like imagine how expensive those are.
Or even like some, okay, since like we're all gamers, like I've even considered the prices of games themselves.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What? I was looking, I don't know if Arceus went up in price, but I was looking at Arceus.
Yes.
And I think it was like 55 last time I checked, and I know that Pokemon's notorious for not like their sales are like incredibly rare, and when there's a sale it's just for like a day or for like half a day or something.
Right.
But I feel like that additional $5 wasn't there before. Like I thought it was 50, but then when I looked it was 55, and I was like, is that in relation to maybe the tariffs? But I don't know.
The only thing I will make as a caveat, which is kind of separate topic, is the idea that like, you know, back in the day when I was in high school, I remember games being like $60, right? But I felt like for some reason they stayed $60 for such a long time.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was the safe, like 50 to 60. I thought that was like,
which
I thought
is
that was like
interesting.
balance. Yeah.
Because like
sorry.
that, you know, with all the inflation that happened throughout the years, throughout the whole entire decade, it remained $60.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember back in the day when I was a kid, like when I was like in elementary school, like this is how old I am, everybody. Like when PlayStation 1 came out, I always remember $20 was the price for per game, and that was like the expensive price. And like, you know, like many of you guys that are gamers now, it's like, oh my god, $20. I wish games were that. I wish that was the expensive price now. But then when I think about it, it's like, when you think about the games back then, they were created like on old type of like, you know, software and stuff. Like, you know, like back in the day, like games were not as smooth and curvy as they are now. You know, they were very blocky. They were very blocky and triangle, like pointy for every character, you know.
Yeah.
One personal thing I'll bring up right now is I'm an avid Final Fantasy 14 MMO gamer. And I started in like 2015, 2016, something around the time. Which is like what? It's been like almost a decade now, right? But we've had COVID inflation, we have had like regular inflation over the years, but the price for subscription for Final Fantasy 14 remained the same. It's been $15 since I first started.
Like then and now?
Yeah. It's still 15 right now, which is like
is crazy.
Wild. How is this company making any money?
Oh, it's I'm sure it's the what's that called?
The cash shop, probably.
The cash shop stuff. Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's almost like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, subscription prices have gone up to like, normally I would expect it to be around 20 something right now, like $20 maybe.
Right.
This is also like a weird way of looking at it too, but like, you know, like the reason they called it Final Fantasy was they thought it was gonna be like their last game, and then it would succeed, and then like 14 titles later, it's still succeeding. I think like, half of me believes it's just like I'm pretty sure like at this time there's like a new generation that's like playing the or controlling like that market, but then like I could just imagine the reason why they didn't change the price is they're like, yo man, we're basically like a home market, and then like even if we fail, I think like we don't really fail. Like if they actually fail Final Fantasy, they have like backup titles and stuff already. Like they're at a point where they're just like you could let the dream die, but there's gonna be like a backup dream or third backup dream and all that.
Oh, at this point. Thank you for the follow, Midnight Ponies. I don't know if I pronounced your name right, but let me correct me if I'm wrong, if that's the name you go by, Midnight Ponies.
They're also coming out, like Final Fantasy themselves are coming out with all the remakes and stuff, which is, I guess it's another topic as well, this trend of going on with regards to classics and how it's like a rehash, right? Or a remaster, or like better graphics of an older game.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, games have come a long way, but that's crazy that, like the same game that you played when you were younger is suddenly like still the same price as it was when you were still younger. That is just
for Final Fantasy MMO.
Yeah, for Final Fantasy. I didn't know that part about Final Fantasy, John.
I don't know much about World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
They thought it was their final game, but they couldn't stop. It's like, oh, people actually like this.
Yeah, it's because they made other titles before, but for whatever reason, I don't remember if the quality was bad or it was just like whatever was related to their marketing. They just couldn't like penetrate the market, and then that's why with that game, they were like, all right, I mean, we'll call it our Final Fantasy, and then they put like a lot of their it's the game where I think their previous titles they were like trying to they were thinking about the market, and then they were thinking about what they wanted to make. With Final Fantasy, it's literally like they were like, it's our final game, so let's just of course we're still gonna put product like like production and all that stuff into it, but then they were just like, let's just use the ideas that we want to use, because we might as well go out with a bang. Like if we're gonna die as a company, then we might as well like give like our final love letter. And then like it was just so good that like people asked for a second one, and then it just kept going, and they're just like I guess people like this.
Speaking of like games like basically like not making production and all that stuff, right? Have you guys ever seen the Tetris movie?
No, but I've seen clips of it, I think.
Oh my
god! I remember you were talking about it.
It's so good. Like when I first, I thought it was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it, see what's going on. When I watched it, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. If you guys are not familiar with the Tetris movie is basically stars Taron Egerton. And basically, like, the whole movie is basically about how one guy from a Japanese, like, distributing company is trying to buy the rights and, like, I guess, like, I think that, like, the full-out, like, distribution rights of one game that's from Russia. And that game turned out to be Tetris. So, it's just, like, it's just a crazy movie.
Clip from it where I think he was like, if you want to sell to millions, you package it with Mario, but if you really want to sell to like the whole entire world, you package it with Tetris.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like crazy to me because like the movie itself, like if you're a gamer or if you grew up like in the early 90s when games are like starting to have their big run up, you realize like how much nostalgia they put in this movie. They showed you like a lot of stuff that will make you just feel like, oh my god, this is it. What the heck? You see a lot of stuff that you remember from your childhood and you're like, oh my gosh, they actually put this in. What the freak? And then you learn a little bit more about the product that you kind of grew up with. It is just so crazy to me.
Was it like is that movie like a is it like Player One where it's like a
No.
Is it like a documentary? Is that what it is?
It's mostly like, yeah, it just retells like events that happen. It's like similar to like the Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like they take a person from real life and they basically like tell their story. That's basically
like the Social Circle or whatever for like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
That movie.
Yeah, like the Social Network with Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Social Network.
Right.
I think originally they wanted to call it Facebook, but they couldn't get the rights for it, the right for the title, because they might as well just call it Facebook, because I mean, that's what the movie's about. That's what the movie is about.
I'm wondering, like, that could be it too, but I think it's also too on the nose. They probably wanted to be like clever with it, and they're like,
I guess, but you call it the Tetris movie Tetris, so it's like it's kind of self-explanatory. It's like this movie is about how Tetris came to us, and it's like, okay, we'll watch it. The name enough should get people in, you know. But yeah, like I actually love movies that talk about like real life events or like kind of based off like you know, historical events that happen, or like show you a point of view from like what happened during those times. Because like if you guys don't know, I'm into finance books sometimes, and I do like learning about how money works and like how money is like, you know, has this system within our economy and stuff. And I would say the movies that, if you really want to learn money but just be entertained in the process, I would recommend these 3 movies: The Big Short, Margin Call, and Too Big to Fail. I recommend those 3 movies. Like, if you want to learn like how money works and how kind of like without having to like go through like a lecture on economics or something like that, I think these movies are pretty good to watch. If you want to learn about money a little bit. Yeah, go on.
The Big Short was about, I think, Dogecoin, right? Is that what that was?
No. So The Big Short was basically about about 2008, yeah, like, and how different people had different perspectives on like what they were planning to do for 2008, and it was basically about these characters that had an idea of where the market was going, and they were trying to short like the real estate market. And what happened was that they knew that it was going to crash. At the same time, it's like nobody knew, and they had a feeling it was going to happen. And then it was just
because they looked at the data. That's how they knew.
Assuming the trends.
Yeah.
While other people aren't really.
Yeah. So that's The Big Short. The reason why I think The Big Short is a good first viewing is because there's comedy in it, and they explain every money idea through like you know, like I guess celebrity cameos, but at the same time using easy to understand like I guess similes, like, you know, I'm trying to remember one that they discussed, but every complicated money term they discuss, they simplify it.
Yeah, Anthony Bourdain was trying to explain what like the concept of like the mortgage cashback, like I forgot what it was called, like CBD or CBA or something.
Yeah, the grading system of the mortgage market.
And he was just like, you know, here's the leftovers from like this dish, and you just throw it all in a pot and you make a new stock.
Oh yeah, like if you guys like, you know, like are into like, you know, celebrities and all that stuff, but also want to learn about money, I recommend The Big Short because it's entertaining. There's a lot of good cameos, and the explanations on money are just so clear that it basically you just can't help but be entertained. Now, if you want a more serious movie, The Margin Call is usually so if you don't know what Margin Call is about, it's basically about a company that realizes that they're over leveraged. Well, over leveraged means that they borrow too much, and basically like if the housing market continues to fall, they realize that they were going to lose a lot of revenue. And it basically shows that what a company does when this stuff happens, because this stuff happens in the market like a couple times, you know? So it just shows how an investment bank basically deals with like, you know, an incoming crash, which I think is really cool. And like Too Big to Fail is basically about what happened in 2008 and and it shows you what government does during these type of crises. And basically 2008 is just like, you know, one model of that. It's basically about what happened in 2008, but from the government perspective. So those are my 3 recommendations for like movies that if you want to learn money. Like, I mean, like, you know, like a lot of people like to learn. I like to learn and be entertained at the same time. That's why I like movies and films that kind of inspire you to get into science, because like they show you technology that probably wouldn't be possible in our century. And you know, like you get inspired to like learn about, oh, I want to time travel, how do I do that? And you then get into the science, and then you start learning a little bit more about how it works.
Well, speaking of which, it's a good plug to plug Veritasium from YouTube. I like his videos.
Oh, did you see his most recent one?
Yes, I just listened to it in my car.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So if you guys are not familiar with Veritasium is a YouTuber who actually, I think he has a PhD in physics, and basically he explains physics and I guess some of the theoreticals and some of the experimentals in a very, very intriguing and clear way. So if you're not familiar with Veritasium,
goes not just physics. I think he covers like pretty much anything that's like interesting. So
like that's STEM
he has
related.
A lot of psychology related topics.
And he also covers some stuff about math too. I think he's also starting to get into more of the math with physics type of scenarios with his videos. Like it seems like he's trying to talk more about the theoretical side of like physics. Because like he's talking about he's showing a lot more equations than I'm so used to. I mean, I'm happy about that, but some people get scared about that. Like, you know, seeing equations everywhere.
He explained like certain topics that I've never heard of in like my intro to science courses, you know? Like I've never heard of action before.
Oh, really?
Nope, it wasn't taught in college physics or in college
well, yeah, because action you start to learn that in classic mechanics, so that's like after you learn like university physics. But before we get into like the nerdy stuff, because I can probably tell that John might get super lost.
What?
He's already like asleep. It's like action. I don't know what you guys are talking about. No, I'm kidding. Like John could probably comprehend the ideas we're talking about if we explain it to him. But at the same time, it's like, you know, we don't want you guys to get bored. Like, we'll save all the math stuff. If you want to join my math channel, you can join my math channel.
Oh, look at that strategic plug-in. Damn. Look at that. That was all planned. Totally me also looking at the Lovecraftian sale on Steam. This was all planned. I was listening.
Hey, if you guys like math or physics and you want me to discuss more about that, you know, you can join my math spellbook channel. You know, I just do math there. I actually do math problems, and like if you want to be productive, you can do your art projects while I do my own studying on that stream. So, you know, shameless plug. Shameless plug. I didn't actually plan that, by the way. I just basically decided to jump into it.
Yeah, I saw like a random live stream in YouTube before. It was like all Japanese, right? And the idea is you like sign in, and you have like they have like this virtual cafe or virtual like places. Yeah. It's like a study together kind of concept, where it's like you can sign in, and then they have like I guess they follow like some sort of Pomodoro, because they do like 15-minute study time and then 10-minute break, you know, and then like do like a
wait, is it like a cafe?
It's like a virtual cafe, like.
Is it like VR, or is it all like text? Like
no,
like
it's all like simple text. It's just like
cool. Okay. Wait, it's all online?
Yeah, and then you like register like say like a room by
hey Mark, how's it going?
Typing in chat.
Yeah, we're just doing our podcast here, man. But how are you doing? What's the best part of your day so far, Mark?
Is that macaroni?
Yes, it is.
Yo, dog, what's up?
Yo, so welcome to the second Monday podcast, Mac. Welcome. And like I said, what's the best part of your day so far, my friend? But getting back to what you were saying. So wait, is it like literally just an online like meetup thing, or is it like
it's not even a meetup. It's just like, I don't know. So like, say you have a layout of a house, for example, right? And then you like then it's like compartmentalized. And they have like cubicles or chairs and tables, and they're like numbered.
Yeah.
And you can like register your like quote unquote like room or your cubicle.
Oh,
with, like, your name or whatever, and then you can specify what you're studying. and it's really simple. It's like a really simple, like, I don't know,
system for people like get together.
Yeah, so basically, you're going into this place to take a cubicle and just study, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all online. So, for example, if I'm studying, like, I don't know, math or whatever,
right.
I go register in that one.
Uh-huh.
My username or whatever name I designate will show up in one of the rooms or whatever.
Interesting.
And then it like alarms me if it's time for a break.
Okay, Mock says just came from jiu-jitsu class. They're kicking my
Oh,
ass.
nice.
I thought you were about to say Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen class.
He's training to be the next protagonist. Yeah, keep going, Mac. Keep going. We believe in you.
Protag school. That's good, Mac. Good job. I'm proud of
you. Mac also asked, how's our day? Like, my day was fine. Like, I got to do some yard work. My dad was worried about the grass growing too tall, so I managed to cut the grass for him. Get rid of some weeds on the path, you know, that sort of thing. But what about Rainier and John? What would you like to tell Mock about your day?
Kind of uneventful so far. I mean, I woke up late, or I usually wake up really late in the weekend, so I didn't get to do much. I woke up at like 1 p.m.
Right.
Woke up kind of early today, like around 8. I've been running through this, so it's based off a book called American Gods, but I've been watching the series. Yeah, it's highly recommend. I'll do like a quick like synopsis of it in a sec, but basically I was just I'm on season 3. That's the technical final season because season 4 got canceled. But it's great. I think after watching some of season 3, I think I have 2 theories as to why it was canceled. I mean, it's because there wasn't enough viewership, but I think the reason behind that is there's huge changes in the plot in 3, which I think detrimented a lot of the plot points in the previous seasons. That might be one of the reasons.
Yeah, to answer your question, Mark, the third person is one of my old college friends, Rainier. We call him Rain or Rainier. Whichever floats your boat, if you would like to address him or ask him a question. Yeah, but me and Rainier knew each other since college, so basically, like, he was basically one of my closest friends from college. Like, reconnected with me.
We met in Japanese conversation club.
Yeah, we were, and like we practically like talked a lot whenever we left the club and everything like that.
That's a question for you, Peter. How did you discover? How did you first go into that club? Like, how did you discover it? Like,
that's a good question. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember how I got there.
This is weird, but I think I remember you telling me that because you took Japanese class, and then I think like people from that class got you to that group, and
maybe that could have been a possibility.
So from Japanese 101?
Probably, yeah.
Because mine was from a classmate as well, but it was from ancient Chinese history. The president of the club was at that time.
I see. Oh yeah, Mark. Rain knows more Japanese than me, so if you want to learn Japanese, he's your guy. He actually, you were the first one to actually suggest, oh, why don't you read visual novels? And then you showed me the system on how to set it up and everything, and I was like, dang, this is so elaborate. What the freak?
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to be dedicated.
But now, like, I think with, like, so many websites dedicated to learning Japanese now, that I think your method is, like, it still works, but at the same time, it feels like it's kind of, like, outdated now, because, like, now, like, with, like, better internet connections and all that stuff, well, besides mine, but, you know, like, I think everybody is able to, like, access a Japanese dictionary through the internet or through their phone. So it's, like, I think for me, like, whenever I learn Japanese, like, I would pick up a book that is on a topic that's not related to Japanese at all, but it's written in Japanese. Like, recently, I bought, well, not recently, I think, like, last year, I bought, like, 2 books, well, actually 3 books. Like, one is on, like, math, like, basically, like, math you need for physics. Another one is basically just basic physics, and the other one was a finance book in Japanese. and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
the only way I can learn Japanese like efficiently to like actually be able to speak fluently, or at least remember like what's read, is that if I just put my interest into Japanese.
Yeah, of course. That's how you do
Yeah,
it.
so I think that was the easiest way for me to actually learn like word by word, like little by little. So I'm like, okay, like I'm training, like it doesn't even have to be like a full book. I could just read one page and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of kanji that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I would look it up.
Learning languages is always like that. You always want to target it to your interest, because like,
Yeah.
if you're reading a textbook and you're like, they're teaching you like how to talk to a post office worker, like it's just gonna be boring. You're not gonna learn anything.
Oh, Mock just typed something in Japanese for us.
Shoot, I can't see.
ドラゴンは私になります。What? ドラゴン？ドラゴン？ There we go. Alright, we're in the green. Okay, we reconnect. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, my internet is not the best, but awesome message. Awesome message, Mock. You're becoming a dragon. Mock, are you learning Japanese? Like, since you typed that out? Or did you just use Google Translate? No, you're not learning Japanese? Okay.
Yeah, I think if I were to, I learned the most by reading. So
yeah, I think you learn the most from like reading. Yeah,
I would do the same.
Yeah.
Other people learn the most by like interacting or speaking with other people, because it is in their interest. You know, say like I know John from our club in college.
Yeah.
He learned the best through speaking, because that is exactly why he wanted to learn Japanese, to speak to other
I always hated like, I mean, I didn't hate it. I was just cringe whenever you did the what was it, the Chinese food joke.
Oh yeah, Tabi China.
He always tries to tell that joke, and like no offense to our friend John, like from our Japanese club, but at the same time he just kept telling that joke a lot, and I'm like, okay. Like there are some times that I would notice that a lot of people would just like roll their eyes as soon as they heard that joke. No offense to him. It's a clever joke, and it's only clever if you understand like Japanese. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like every time like our club members would roll their eyes as soon as he would try to tell that joke.
Is it one of those moments where it's like you tell it once funny, but then you tell it the
I don't remember how the joke goes. I don't remember how the joke goes, but
it's a pun. It's like Chugoku Ryoryo Tabi China.
Yeah, like
go eat Chinese food, but like
yeah,
it's a pun on Tabi China.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, cause like it's a type of China, and like which is that a dialect from a region?
No, I mean maybe. I don't. It's just the way you inflect it will make it kind of like, you know, it kind of like let's go and.
Oh, yo, Mock, thanks for the prime sub, man. Thank you. Much appreciated, bro.
Ice Mock. You good, you cool.
Yeah. We don't do these podcasts very often. We do it every second Monday of the month. So,
yeah.
Like, I almost forgot that we had it until Rainier messaged me, and I was like, oh, crap.
I forgot as well. And I was eating out Chinese food, actually. With some
you were doing top of China.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to go to Japan.
Oh yeah, you're planning to go to Japan with your mom, right?
That's gonna be next year, but I'm thinking I may want to go to Japan solo. Some other, like maybe late this year.
I heard that, like I recently heard that going to Akita Prefecture, like if you want to actually meet Japanese people and talk with them like in Japanese, I heard going to Akita Prefecture is like a better area to go to instead of Tokyo. I didn't know that.
Mean, I have certain ideas in my head.
Yeah.
I want to go solo because I can do things that I won't be able to do solo.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Which is hiking, because if I don't go solo, I'm gonna be babysitting people.
Oh yeah, like I think in Akita Prefecture, it's like mostly countryside, so I think there's like a lot of nature out there. So maybe it could be good something on your list.
Are you planning to hike Mount Fuji?
No, not necessarily Mount Fuji.
No one wants to hike up Mount Fuji.
It is doable by amateurs, I believe. But,
yeah, there's from what I think I remember, there's even a path that they made for like people that wanted to try it, but it's highly recommended to try it in the morning. Like if you're an amateur, you have to start in the morning so that at least if you want to come down in like one go, you'll make it before like nighttime and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Mount Fuji isn't. I'm probably just gonna want to hike something more easier than that. I have specific areas in my. I have like a small, short list now of places I want to go.
Yeah, just be careful. Those hiking trails are no joke in Japan.
There was this we wanted to go to the onsen like in the snowy region where the monkeys were, but it's like it's off the trail, like off like the road trail. So like if you go hiking around that area, you should totally.
I know. I think there's a good hiking place by Nikko, Japan, which is in Tochigi.
Yeah.
And then I have several spots scattered throughout Japan that I want to see. I also kind of just want to take the trains to somewhere. It doesn't matter, just like sightsee via train.
Yeah, I think for me it's like because like I'm the only one in this chat that hasn't been to Japan. And like everyone would think that's so funny because it's like, Japanese, you seem like you're over prepared for it. And it's like, yeah, but I've never went. It's like I've never went because it costs money. But like I think for me it's like the only purpose why I would go is like one, I would want to meet I want to actually make Japanese friends there. In addition, I would also like to go where the locals go. I don't want to go to the tourist traps. And I think like Akihabara is like basically becoming more like normalized now. So it's like, it's not like they're losing their anime flair or anything. It's just that I think they're starting to try to be more business, like official looking.
I mean, there's definitely like if you go there, I think there's, I don't know if it's the most what's that
I think they're trying to make it look like as not bougie, but as business like as Ginza. I don't know. Like that's what I've heard.
I was gonna say like Maid Cafe like wise, I think it has the, I don't know if it has the most, but when like Mike recently was there and was saying that like when he was in Akihabara, there was like so many maids like everywhere trying to promote their cafe.
Oh, that's normal. That's normal in Tokyo.
Yeah, but it's like I think they know that there's a lot of tourists in that area now, and they're like trying to they're trying to like take advantage of the tourist surge there.
Yeah. I think the one place that I worry about is Kyoto. Like if I were to talk to people in Kyoto, because like I'm not saying it's true or anything. This is what I've heard, especially like from like Japanese news, that people from Kyoto, they have a passive aggressive way of talking to people if they get annoyed with people. So I even like talked to one of my friends, Ronster, about it, and like he was surprised on how it was. So like, John, if I were to look at your wristwatch and I told you that's a nice watch, what is your first thought that comes to mind?
Well, I mean, innocently, I would be like, thanks. Like he thinks it's an actually good-looking watch. Otherwise, like, it's like, are you trying to take my?
No, because like when people in Kyoto say you have a nice watch, it literally means like you're taking up too much time here. I need you to get out.
Oh yeah. I think I heard that from somewhere else too. I don't know if that was. I don't know if I was there when you guys were having a conversation.
Now,
but
I'm not saying
like
that all people from Kyoto are like that, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, I guess it's like kind of like something you don't expect, and that's the thing that kind of worries me about like interacting with people in Kyoto. So that's why, like, for me, like the only reason why I would go to Japan is just to use my Japanese. Like, I'm really a bad tourist, to be honest with you. It doesn't mean I don't like traveling, it's just that I'm just a really bad tourist because I don't know anything about, like, special places, and I don't like tourist traps. I really don't like seeing that many sites because I would think, oh, because the internet makes it so easy for us to look at stuff like that on YouTube and stuff. Like, yeah, sure, you get the experience of being there in the actual site, but at the same time, I would just be like, okay, we're here, now what? That's like, I'm so nonchalant about it.
I love Japan as a person who likes nature.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Like, I'd rather see the nature. Like, I'd rather be out in nature than be in a tourist trap where it's like, I know there's history and stuff, but for me, it's like, okay, we're here, now what? Like, I'm literally in a castle that has history, but at the same time, it's like, I'm surrounded by people, and they're taking pictures, if they're allowed to, and I'm like, now what?
As a otaku and somebody that was a huge fan of like Jet Set Radio and like some of the other games that take place in like Japan, mostly in Tokyo, I love the aesthetic. Like just going there the one time I did, the aesthetic was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people are people, but people for the most part when we were there, they seemed pretty polite and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's good.
The eating out was amazing because I felt like I know that Trash Taste talked about it, and maybe some points they made are different now, but I thought I remember them saying that eating out is cheaper than actually like buying ingredients and then making it at the home. Yeah, so it's like I remember like we were trying to get somewhere, but we didn't eat anything, so we just wanted a quick bite. And we stopped by like we just went to like a random like food building, and then they had soba. They had soba noodles. But then they had like it's like cold soba noodles, and then the type of dip they had, it was like it had like a sweetness to it, and then that was like the type of restaurant was like that's all they sold. So it's like during our times there, like we would go into buildings where they would sell like certain places would just sell one specific type of dish. But there could be like subversions of that dish, but it's that same dish. So it's like, if for anybody that's played like the Yakuza games and stuff, right? There's that beef bowl place that you could go to. Churro. Yeah, like it's like it's kind of like that. Like one place has like beef bowls. Like you could have eggs on it. You could have like mad rice or like mad beef, but all they sell is just beef bowls. Right.
I love their food culture a lot more. I mean, in America, if you think of America, our fast food is like what, burgers and fries, right?
Yeah.
In Japan, their fast food, I love their fast food. It's pretty much beef bowls. Bowls with rice.
Like or beef bowls, katsudon.
Katsu curry, tonkatsu.
Tonkatsu,
yeah, street food, like even like the skewers, like the type of skewers they would have.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What is it? Dang. The yakitori. Yeah. Yeah. This dang is so like I find myself like my YouTube like feed like on the homepage. I have a lot of like food, like either like YouTubers eating food like from America or like Japanese food that's being cooked. It's just so good. Like it makes me like I really like the ones where it talks about the big katsu cuts. Like where it actually shows you like a big huge like slice, like not even a slice, like a huge slab of katsu, and they just put it on the rice with like egg and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, dang, I want to eat that like at least once.
I'm just not a fan of the raw egg. I call it an obsession.
At least like the raw egg. At least the raw egg in Japan is like safer to eat. Because I think
yeah, I know, but I just don't like the texture of raw eggs.
No, I get what you mean. I
try
know
to
experience to eat it in.
I try to mix it in with like the rice, like for example the beef bowl, right? I always try to mix it in with everything, but when it's by itself, it is I don't like the texture either.
No, I like it when it's like soft boils. So for example, like they put it on top of ramen or something, right? But then it cooks over time.
Right.
As long as it's slightly cooked, I'll be okay. But just straight raw, it's like.
Oh, I see.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
fair enough.
Have you guys ever had natto? I never had natto before.
I had natto because I went to like a kaiseki where it's like 16 different like little courses. And there's natto in there.
I tried it, but like I don't remember if I liked it or didn't like it. I guess I didn't like it because if I liked it, I would have probably remembered it.
It's like I didn't have a Food Wars reaction. It didn't make me like lose my clothes.
Oh my god! Like there's this random bakery. Like we're just like it was one of those days where because when we went, I went with my other friend, and like he schedules like everything, like we have to be at a certain point for an X amount of hours, then go to the next spot, right? Like it was one of those days where we could sort of relax. We went our separate ways for a bit, and then I found I went in front of a bakery, and then I don't know if they had like just bread that was like they were throwing it out, or they were just putting bread out like for the birds or something, but there was bread that like people could get, like you could just grab it, like you didn't have to pay for it. I'm pretty sure, because nobody chased me, but I still bought bread from the store. But like they had like
go on, sorry. I'm sorry.
They had like bread just like out on the counter, and then so I grabbed it. I made eye contact with them too as I was grabbing it, and they kept nodding. So like I tried it. Oh my god, dude! It's just like one or two bites or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so sweet and fluffy, and like it's just like, as somebody who likes to eat bread, like I guess more so in Asia, like here in America I use bread for like, with like peanut butter and stuff like that.
Right.
But like in Asia I usually get like star bread, or like bread from the bakeries where they're baked a certain way and you just eat them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to Japan, it was really good. And then I bought like a bread. I think it's like an egg, like fluffy egg bread or something, but it was really good. Like I love eating bread stuff. I think in most of my experience with it, I guess, is in Asia in general, like Philippines and all that. But I love eating bread from Asia, and then like the Japanese experience was very sweet bread. Of course, they have different types, but that's what I got. And like their like Family Mart, like those places like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and there's another one, I forgot what it was called. They have like great, like the bread in there too is good, but they're like, those are supposed to be like the cheap spots, but you could like eat that for breakfast or even lunch and dinner, and it basically tastes like, the quality is like amazing, so good.
I see.
It's really good. Yeah, if you don't want to spend too much money, like Japan is great for that, like eating tons of different food for like pretty cheap.
Yeah, their bread is like on a whole nother level. I saw the process of how they make it, and I'm like, dang, it's very intricate, like how they make the bread.
Yeah.
It's like they basically make it out of fluffy clouds.
Yeah, I like their bakery, and the fact that it's a lot more prominent everywhere. Like train stations always have at least one bakery.
It's funny that they basically make it out of like a Western idea, and then they somehow refine it to make it so much better. It's like crazy to me. It's like, like you got videotapes. We made the VCR.
I'm a big fan of like the milk breads.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called, milk bread.
Oh.
The sweet one.
Yeah, they have like sweet cream in them.
Oh my gosh, like I have a major sweet tooth. Like if I see like sweet stuff in Japan, I'll probably go crazy.
Yeah, I have a sweet tooth as well, and
yeah, me too.
Okay, so we're all in agreement that all of us will get fat on travels.
Yo, it's weird. When I came back from Japan, and I think we ate a lot. When I came back from Japan, I felt like I lost weight, even though I was eating a lot.
Oh yeah, because you can walk a lot in Japan too.
Yeah, we were walking everywhere. That's true.
Maybe it balances out. Maybe that's why like it works, because it's like, oh, we walk everywhere. You can eat as much, but at the same time, it's like you walk it off, which makes sense. Unless you just gorge yourself and you just overeat.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I like the interconnectivity of.
I want to like. I think for Japan, like if I were to step on Japan for the first time, I think the first dish I would want to eat is skemen, because like
what?
Skemen?
Skemen? Oh, yeah, like the noodles without broth in it.
Yeah, because like you don't see skemen a lot in the States. It's mainly just ramen. So I feel like, oh, maybe I should get skemen. Like, just basically just like the first taste of Japan is just basically a rare dish that I can't get at home, Or it might be the big katsu, I don't know, the big donkatsu, I don't know. Either way, like, I would rather get a dish that I could not get here. Like, even though ramen is good and everything, like, I know it's more like their fast food, so I don't want to, like, go into a ramen shop because I know I have to get out of there, like, eat and then go, which is not the food experience I want,
It's like while we were there, we did find like a ramen spot. Like it was like a mom and pop shop, but I think it was on one of those like Gordon Ramsay shows or something. It's like a mom and pop like ramen spot, but when you go inside, they have like records and stuff. Like there's a lot of like musicians that I guess ate there. But like they didn't really rush us. But I remember I met up with one of my high school friends. He was living in Japan at the time. We met up, and then he took us to like a Star, like one of those Star food places. But it was ramen. Yeah. And when we were there, we had to finish within like 15 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's the
and there was a line, man. Like there's a line going into it, and then people are just eating there, and as soon as they're done, the next person just takes the spot and then starts like ordering. It's crazy.
Line culture is for real in Japan. When you see a line, you know it's gonna be like something that's like either blows your mind or it's something that's like totally new that everyone wants to try.
Yeah. I mean, what's it called? I think Ichiban, or not Ichiban,
Ichiran?
Yeah, it's the ramen spot where in Japan that got popular, where like, I mean, in New York where, you could eat like solo. It's like
Ichiran,
yeah, Ichiran, right? Yeah, that's my number one ramen place, like in New York and also in Japan, because like the quality is different. I mean, New York is good, but like, you know, it's Japan, so like of course the ramen is great. The fact that you could choose the type of noodles you get, like whether you want them like crispy or like really like what is it, like uncurly and all that stuff. There's a bunch of different details you could customize with the ramen.
Right.
And then like even the broth, and then on top of that, the one thing that I think the Japan spot has that America doesn't have is they have matcha beer, which is a unique experience. Yeah, that was very unique tasting alcohol.
That is like very unique.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever tasted pure matcha, usually matcha is like considered sweet, and I think it is sweet, but there's always like really concentrated matcha. I think like maybe Kit Kat, the Kit Kat matcha bars, I think are pretty close to it, or green tea, where it has like, it's sweet but it's a little bit bitter. When you drink that with like the alcohol, it's this weird like taste where you could still somewhat taste the sweetness, but there's a lot of like that bitter alcohol, but it's not like strong. It's like pretty weak. So it's like when you drink it, it almost feels like this weird like sweet drink, but it doesn't have a lot of like pushback. It doesn't really have like a lot of kick. And then, you know, you're drinking alcohol, and it goes well with the ramen in my opinion. I remember I got 2 bowls, and then I got the matcha, and I think I just paid like around 15-16 bucks total.
Yeah, like at least it's like cheaper there, so it's like you got like more for your buck.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Oh yeah, Kev's in the chat, Johnny boy.
Yo, what up? What up, fam? What up, fam?
Oh, I think he's driving home. 3 hours and 50 minutes in. Okay, so I guess you can listen to our podcast while you're driving home.
Only listen, no watching. Only listen. You watch the road.
Yeah, watch the road, my friend. Watch the road, my friend. But yeah. Yeah, he says hello, John.
Hello.
Yeah, so, yeah, like, if you guys are not familiar with Kev, like, he's one of our best friends. Like, he was the one that was cursing whenever we played Mahjong. Like, Mahjong Soul.
We definitely need to play Mahjong again, and then Kyrie was interested in learning, right?
Yeah, Kyrie was interested in learning. Yeah, like,
before I forget too,
yeah.
I meant to bring this up earlier when you were talking about people learning Japanese and the money thing too. I heard Mike's been talking to you about that stuff too.
Yeah, like I think Mike, he told me he was learning Japanese, and he was learning through what's that app called?
Duolingo?
Duolingo, yeah. He was learning it through there. Yeah, Duolingo, yeah. And he was learning it through there, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, like, I was surprised that he was telling me that he was learning Japanese, but also me and him talk about, like, you know, like, money and investing, too. So it's like kind of crazy to me, like, how, like, one trip basically inspired him to want to learn, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
that's cool.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's also, I hear that there's a trend right now of like there's a joke. there was a joke I was watching, I think on IG or like some comedy show or something, but they were saying people in their mid-20s right now are either doing three things. They're either unemployed, going on trips to Japan, or just staying home playing games and watching anime.
I haven't like I'm like over 30, but I haven't done the Japan trip part. I've done everything else.
It's like same honestly for life, but like I was like when I heard that joke, I didn't realize, like after I heard that joke, I didn't realize how many people have been going to Japan like within the past couple of months.
It's
like,
crazy
there's a lot
me.
of people.
Like it seems like everyone's going, and I'm like, dang.
Because, the way the currency works is so much quote cheap to go to Japan right now.
Right.
It's way more cheaper than when I went there in 2019.
Yeah. Same when we went 2018.
Yeah, to answer your question, Kev, basically we have John and my college friend Rainier. Rain, you can call him Rain.
Hello.
Like raining, like rainfall from the clouds. Rainier.
Like the Korean K-pop star.
Yeah, the Korean K-pop star.
I wish.
He's like Rainier is basically buff. He's buff as Kim Jong-kook.
He's a ninja assassin.
Ninja assassin. Oh my gosh, yo, that's funny. That's funny, yo. But yeah, so it's like yeah, it's like cool that you guys basically been to Japan and like like all those experiences you have. It's like it educates me more about like what to do when I actually get a chance to go. I hope I can go like one day. Because like the thing of it is that for me, when I go, I don't want to just take like economy and just fly out there, because I want to be able to like be comfortable. So like
you want to go first class?
More like business class. Like
business.
I think first class is a stretch. Like the thing of it is that like for me it's like I want to be able to know that I enjoy the trip going in and going out.
Yeah, because it is 15 hours.
Yeah, 15 hours.
From LA. California.
It's like that scene from Rush Hour 1. It's like, how long is this flight? 15 hours? 15 hours? What are we gonna do for 15 hours?
Well, because you're coming from what, like EWR?
Yeah.
Right? That's gonna be like 18, because you're gonna add like 5 hours from East Coast.
There was like, so when me and John, along with his cousin, we went to Comic-Con, right? You know the flight brand, Onlypong Airways, Rainier?
ANA, yes.
Yeah, ANA. They were doing like a special raffle there. Like they actually had a panel there, and I was like, should I try to do the raffle? And I decided not to do it. And then when I told Ronster about it, he's like, Peter, why did you do it? And I was like, but I would have to go to Japan if I got the raffle, and it would have to be on a certain date. And I'm like,
is it a free? It's a free like.
I think it was a free ticket. Yeah, it was a free ticket. But at the same time, you would have to go at the specific date of that ticket, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure there was gonna be like if you, I think it would be good for you, since like, I mean, you have stuff planned, but it's also like, as long as you don't have like things like that are controlling, like like if you're not there, you lose whatever. Like
that's the one thing I don't want to deal with, because like if I lose like a specific perk of that and I end up stranded somewhere, I'll be like, forget it. It's not worth it at that point.
It's also because I was watching a YouTube video, but this is more relatable. Like I think the flight thing is more real. Yeah. But like the I was watching a YouTube video a while back. Long story short, in relation to like those, when they want you to like get one of those temporary homes that you pay for like monthly in like Florida or whatever.
Timeshares. So bad. Don't get
yeah. So there's like this guy made a YouTube video about how like he heard about this timeshare where if he gets a free trip to Disney for like for the weekend or something, like 3 days.
Those things. Yeah.
He tried it, right? And then he went to like the thing. They guarantee you the tickets, but you just have to be there for the seminar for the timeshare, meaning you technically don't need to buy or pay for the timeshare. You just have to be there when they present it. So he went through all of that after the presentation and stuff.
Right.
Like they were saying, all right, we're gonna go get your tickets, and then as that was happening, they would constantly like have these tactics of trying to get them to get the timeshare. Like they'd have random workers come into the room and be like, oh, are you guys here about the timeshare? Blah blah blah. Disney's great. Blah blah blah. You want to come with me, and then we'll try to get you timeshare. Blah blah. So the guy that left to get the tickets never came back. They were there for like 4 hours. He went out, and then he asked for like somebody to get the tickets. One of the managers or like one of the VPs or whatever came in and was talking about was really trying to sell them the timeshare.
Right.
And like how like the tickets would come like after the discussion of the timeshare, and then he's like, I mean, honestly, I'm here for the tickets. I know that this is like a timeshare thing, and I did my part, but like you guys promised the tickets by law, blah blah blah. So then the guy got angry. He was trying to give them like other stuff, so that they would go away. but they still wanted the tickets, and they were about to close. So he gave them a number. It's a legit number, so he called it. But then nobody was picking up, or he would be left to voicemail. He would call for 4 hours, like he would call and wait for 4 hours for like a week or like 3 days, and then somebody finally picked up, and then he talked about like his whole situation. Because of his tenacity, they gave him the tickets. But like the flights, the flight, the free ticket like flight there to their hotel room and stuff, it was really bad. It's considered like one of the bad airlines, and then the hotel they stayed in was like a motel, I think.
Oh man.
And it was like, but the motel itself was like good. Like they thought it was gonna be a really bad room, but it was actually like it was probably one of the best motels they stayed in.
Oh, okay.
And then they were able to do the Disney park and stuff, and they didn't have to do the timeshare. But he spent a really long time just to get those tickets.
Yeah.
And then the tickets themselves like came like months later, or like weeks or something.
I didn't remember about timeshare, like, because I remember that was a thing in the 90s a lot. Like I would hear about it a lot as a kid. Nowadays I don't hear about it as much, and I'm like, do we still have that system, like, right now in this time period, or is it like not as prevalent because we have things like Airbnb and all that stuff.
Airbnb and stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like timeshares are definitely still around. It's just not as, I guess, popular. But yeah, with the introduction to Airbnb, it might have like shrunk the timeshare thing. But there's a good amount of like usually a lot of like richer people.
Yeah.
Or like people that like to spend. They usually are involved in timeshares.
Really?
I noticed that pattern. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be rich to be in a timeshare, but I've noticed that like a lot of people that I've seen, or like families that seem like they have money, they usually have like some type of timeshare.
Yeah, like for me, when I think of timeshare, I can't help but feel as if it's something like scammy. But then again, I don't know anything about that market. It's like, whenever I hear timeshare, it's the same thing how I feel when I hear like, MLMs. Like, do you know what those are?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They're like, it's I think it stands for multi-layer marketing. Like basically, what happens is that they recruit people to sell products, but the thing of it is that they try to get the people to put their friends and put their family members on the product that they're selling, which is really, really like weird in so many ways. Like, the weird thing is that a lot of people would compare them as like pyramid schemes, but they're not pyramid schemes because they're not based on recruiting, they're based on sales, but it still feels as if it's run like a pyramid scheme. Like, if anyone in the chat does work for an MLM, like, like if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong, because I hope that's not the case, because these type of businesses, like, they're still legal, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know of any positive ones that made positive impact on anyone's life. Because, like, I've seen, like, some, like, people that talk about them, and they would always talk about them in the most scammiest way possible. But I don't know. Like, I mean, Rainier, what do you think? Since you heard of it before.
It's kind of a scam, because it's like, it relies on the recruitment system.
It's so just like, that they're required to recruit just to sell, right? But at the same time,
well, yeah, and then it's like you require because you make money through recruitment, right? That's like your commission.
Uh-huh.
So it's more to recruit, because you're essentially trying to recruit people who would then sell your product.
Whether it be like life insurance or something like that.
Yeah, or like I don't know, some vitamin, for example.
Yeah.
And then those people can make money by recruiting more people. So you know, you can see a pyramid structure where the higher you are in the pyramid, the better you are. But the problem is, it always stops. There's always a bottom, and when the bottom hits, it's like,
And some people have to pay to like actually join, I think, and as well as like, oh, we'll pay this company to give us like, I guess like, the ability to get an exam to be licensed or something like that. Like, I don't know how the work of an MLM works, but at the same time, it's like, it just seems like it's really, really like scammy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying all of them are. I'm just basically saying, like, the stories I hear, it seems like it's kind of scammy. Like,
it's famous in the Philippines. I've had a couple of family members that were trying to...
Oh, they got into that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, yo, like, my heart's out to your family members that, like, hopefully they manage to get out of that if they're out of that.
I think so, because they're in a different business now.
Okay, you're taking a rest stop, Kev? No problem, man. You know, just, take your break when driving, because driving hours away, that takes a toll. But, yeah, like, have you guys ever went on YouTube and watched how scammers get caught?
Kitboga?
Like, you know, like, how, like, people have YouTube channels where they talk about, oh, I hacked into the scammers, like, cameras, and I was able to... Like, for some reason, there are times when I would find myself going on those channels and just love watching those.
Yeah, I think Kitboga was one of the more... I don't know whether he started the trend or what, but he was one of the bigger ones. That they would use like a virtual machine, and then they would use like a voice changer, right? So sound like a grandma, and then like you got people that will trying to like, you know, like send them your gift card or whatever, $500 gift card.
Oh yeah, like that was like crazy. I think that's like, I think it's because of stuff like that people stop using landlines.
I saw a clip where I don't know what type of scam it was or what was the technique, but the scammer like gave the dude like an actual card.
Yeah.
And then the dude was like, oh, let me, like, it was just a snippet. He's like, oh, let me cash in this card real quick. And then the scammer's like, sir, it's not for you. You have to give it to somebody else. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, I'm about to put in the numbers. What are your numbers? And then he's like, sir.
Wait, was this YouTuber had sunglasses on?
No, I don't know. It was just like a random thing I saw on IG, and then this you know, the scammer like he was getting angry and angrier like every second.
Yeah, it's the guy with the glasses.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that one. That one was so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. And it's kind of funny because like these scammers, when you call them out on it, they double down on it, and it's like, oh my goodness, like. I end up thinking about, like, what did this person go through in life to make them feel as if, like, oh, the world is a cruel place, but, like, I'm not going to acknowledge what I did because, like, it's your fault for being screwed. But then when they get screwed, they end up, like, acting like it's your fault. I find that so funny.
It's them being not, you know, they get caught in their bullshit and then they can't get out.
Yeah, so. They don't put themselves they don't make themselves accountable for it.
Just a slight pivot, but what do you guys think of like nuisance streamers? Because there's a news I want to tell you guys.
What was that?
Like, what do you guys think of like nuisance streamers? Have you guys heard of like Johnny Somali, for example?
Oh, like there's streamers that like harass people.
No, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that.
I know, right? It's interesting how like they even have an audience to begin with.
I think it's because they like people that do really risky things for entertainment, and like annoying people is like a big, like, you know, a big risk factor because like what will happen, you know? And it basically is entertaining because it's like, oh, he's gonna get in so much trouble, and when you see them get into so much trouble, it develops a drama, and like you're wondering what's gonna happen next. And
recently
some people...
there is a
go on. No, go
on. Recently there was like a I guess he's like a Russian nuisance streamer in the Philippines. Kind of big in the news because like he got like arrested, and he's gonna face trial for like
Oh.
20 something years.
Dang.
Potential.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that sucks.
It's probably like the same type of sentence you would get if you were what's that term called when swatting, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was bad back in the day. I remember. I don't know if people.
Hopefully it's still
people,
bad right now.
Yeah, it's still bad right now. I hope people don't. I hope people don't do it and do it to us.
I feel like we've been finding ways to counteract it or something, because I noticed, because you used to hear about that stuff all the time, but now it's like died down a lot. It's either it stopped trending, or like there's a way for cops or like whatever line's getting called.
No, I think it's because like back in the day there was no law to actually say that people that are responsible for swatting, they won't get negative repercussions because it's just a phone call, because they equated it as sort of like a prank phone call. But now that when you do that, I think you're supposed to get like a 20-year prison sentence for doing that, because you're wasting.
You get fined.
Yeah, you get fined. You get fined, and I think you get prison time for that.
I saw a clip of like, I guess his persona is like a Canadian Joker, and he got swatted in his garage.
Oh yeah, that's not funny. Like, you know, like, I mean, as kids, right, we thought it was funny to prank call the police, but at the same time, it's like, it's not really that funny, because it's like, you know, there's literal real emergencies that could be solving at that moment. Yeah. But as a kid, you don't have a clue, but then, like, if you're an adult doing that, it's like, no, you're asking for trouble at that point.
Yeah, I'm usually not a big fan of, like, prank calls in general. I do not find the humor, like, fun at all. Like, I remember back when I was in high school, they got, like, they like prank like Chinese restaurants. It's just not. It's not. Nah. It's cringy. It's cringy even back in the day.
Oh yeah, like I remember back when I was in high school, like when YouTube was still like in its infancy, people would record themselves like doing prank calls, and some of them would do like fake foreign accents just to be funny. Like they were funny, but at the same time, I was like, I think prank calls were just something like something that I was just got over. Because when you're a kid, you think it's funny, but then you get caught. And then when you get caught, you realize, oh, yeah, we totally messed up. You know?
Yeah. There were, like, I remember, like, a prank caller back.
Welcome back.
He's purposely trying to, like, rile people up.
Yeah. I don't like...
So, yeah, he would have, like, a fake accent. Like,
yeah, I never heard of nuisance streamers, and luckily I have not, because I wouldn't want to watch their content. It's the same thing how I feel with prank streamers or prank video content creators. I don't like pranksters. Like, they do pranks and I understand and it's supposed to be funny, but for me it's like, I don't like pranking people.
Have you guys played, speaking of which, have you guys played, like, Among Us?
Yeah, yes. I played it once, yeah.
It is so hard. I am so bad at it.
No, like, I'm terrible at it too. Like me and John played a similar game with another bunch of my friends. Shout out to the Ant Gang.
Mafia, maybe?
Goose Goose Duck. Like we played that. Yeah. So we played a game called Goose Goose Duck. It's a lot like Among Us, but with a lot more options. So it's like instead of like it doesn't have to be like you have to find the traitor. You can also have one killer, and their main goal is to kill everybody.
Yeah, I find out that I am so bad at that game. It's so hard for me to lie.
I'm terrible at lying in that game. Like that's why I hate when I'm like the person that's supposed to be the murderer, and I'm like, oh man, I hate this.
We were playing. I think Peter was there, but we were playing with another friends. We were playing with Magic Codes. Kuroma. We were playing with Kuroma's friends before.
Yeah.
I think you were there. And like they're so good at the game, to the point where I was like, "Yo, these guys are psychopaths." Like, they can lie so well, and then like and they're yelling at each other like during some of the moments where they're like, "Yo, I'm not the bad person." They're like yelling at each other and like talking about personal stuff, and then after the game's done, they're like, "Oh yeah, I was the killer." And it's like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, it's like for me, it's like I'm just like too much of a suburb boy. like I'm not a religious person, but at the same time, like I can't lie to the point where it's like you won't see me sweating when I lie. That's basically how bad I am at games like that. I love it when I'm not the murderer, because then I'm just love to see like how people discover who it is.
Yeah, but I happened to me before where I was innocent, but like I knew who the killer was. But then, since I was the only one, I got set up. It was hard for me to like counter.
Oh yeah, there will be sometimes two people would like vote you out, and the two people are actually the killers. Like because like games like that, they're allowed to have at least one partner sometimes.
Yeah. No, my tactic when we would play those games, but it only works once, is like since I try to play honestly, and I try not to lie because I'm kind of bad at lying. Basically, like they'll know that I don't really lie or like I'm bad at the game, and then when I'm actually and I kill somebody, I'll run next to somebody else, and when they find the body, they'll be like, "Who did it?" And I'll be like, "I was with Christine, and I saw her come from that direction." And Christine's like, "What?" And then I'll like, "Yo, yeah, this." I mean, you don't have to believe me, but because I wasn't lying the whole time.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh yeah, Christine did it." Yeah, Christine did it. And then once, like, if I win the game and I'm one of the killers, they're like, "Alright, I can't trust John anymore."
No. Like, this is how you would be, John. Like, I can totally imagine it since I've known you for so many years. It's like, yo, what happened? It's like, yo, I just saw Christine walk down the hall, and like, I saw this body.
I saw her walk out, and then like after I turned off the keyboard, there was a skull, and I was like, "Yo, what is that?"
And then like, I could imagine you being in that that discussion panel, and you would literally be like, "Yo, bro, like you freaking killed them," and then you're just basically just snickering to yourself in your head.
I remember like we played 1 or 2 games. That was either with the Angang or with Karoma's group. There were so many people and everyone was yelling. I just started going like, it was me and somebody else. We were just like we were trying to sell like was it like Girl Scout cookies in the chat, and then somebody else was responding, and we started having a discussion about Girl Scout cookies while everybody else is yelling at each other. How could you guys do that? It's like, yo, we already know. Like somebody would just randomly be like, yo, we already know that like Mike did it, and then the rest of us would agree. It's like, yeah, Mike did it, and then like we don't even know if Mike did it. We're just like, yeah, Mike did it.
Yo, bro, I swear, dude, your stories always end up like going somewhere completely random. Like you're playing Among Us and then you're talking about Girl Scout cookies.
No, because like we have so many. There's so many people. Watch if we play what's that called, Repo again.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna try to do that multiplayer mod. If we end up playing, that's what's gonna happen. I can guarantee it. Like everyone's gonna be screaming, but there's gonna be too many people screaming, and somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, guys, the trophy! We have to push the cart, guys!" And it's like the monsters like destroying everything inside the cart. It's just like, guys.
Yeah, but that's logical to happen in the game. But like for you, it always ends up something random that happens out of nowhere. It's like basically like it's like imagine if someone farts and then John was like, "Yo, somebody eating marshmallows." You would say some completely random that just sounds so hilarious. I'm like,
Kevin did it. Even if he's not there, even if he's not in the room, it's Kevin.
Like that's why I love hanging out with John, because like whenever it's like we're talking about something, he would say something completely random, and then I would just burst out laughing because I'm like, oh my god, this sounds like it makes sense, and then it just makes sense funny, like it's funny in my head, but then like if someone outside of our group heard him, they'll be like, "Yo, John, are you freaking high right now?"
The response is too real. For how many years already? Since like middle school.
I think Jack is in the chat. What's up, Jack?
Hello, Jack. Jacko Racco.
Jack's like, that sounds right.
Oh, alright.
This is why I love hanging out with John, because he always does something. Every time when he comes to Jersey and we like travel in his car, we talk about stuff, and then suddenly it just goes into a random turn, and I can't help but laugh to the point where I'm in tears. That's basically.
I've actually been trying to figure out how we can twist this so that we can talk about anime, because there's so much stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure. Well, actually, John, you're a literal anime character. Like you're like one of those characters like that pulls something out of their pants and it's just random.
Yo, this might sound like kind of cringe, but like you know how in some anime, like when you watch one, they're like, oh man, imagine if somebody was actually like that. There's so many like with all the slice of life anime that's been coming out, especially like I think I used this example so many times. Daily Lives of High School Boys.
Yeah.
Like that anime, we do not wish to be that anime. That anime is created because we exist.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
right.
there's
Based
anime
on,
out there where it's based off real people. Yeah.
The,
Like
the humor is because humans.
Yeah.
yeah. Like that exists because we definitely were either the friends or we had a friend that like, was in that Daily Lives of High School.
You're literally the personification of that anime, dude. Like
It's just too funny. That episode with the bra. I know somebody that did that, and I laugh every time I see that first episode because I know who did. Like I watched it with the person too.
you know who you are. You know who you are.
Who you are. Kevin. No, not really Kevin, but Kevin. Yeah.
If he's still in the chat. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, yeah, like when, like I would say, like, because I haven't watched like High School Boys because like I would want to watch it with you because I know that I would laugh a lot more if I have like, because with comedies I can't watch them by myself that much. I have to be with a group.
It's weird because I've over the years I have had a hard time watching more comedies. Like anime comedies sort of like can blend in just because I think a lot of them are becoming more like if we take away comedy, right? Like what else is the elements that are in there? It's usually related to either shonen or like science fiction, right? Like there's some sub thing. With live action comedy, it's been hard for me to like I probably haven't seen a lot of live action comedy in a long time and like yeah, it's like there's a couple that I wanted to see, but I'm not driven to do it just because like I feel like when I watch it, I'm not gonna get into it. The only live action comedies I think I can get into are like the shows. Like The Office was kind of good. I got into The Office pretty late, but then the more I watched it, I got into the comedy. But Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that one is just so funny to me. Like I could watch that show so many times and it's always funny to me. And it's that vampire show which is like Something in the Shadows. They're like British actor or I think European. Most of them I think are like European actors. There's like one American vampire. But like they're like those shows are so funny. They're the FX shows basically. Yeah, those comedies are amazing, and I think it's because like it's more fantasy focused. Like Always Sunny is like realistic, but like the things they get into are insane. Like there's no way a person exists unless they have like the worst luck in the world. There's no person in real life that exists with like such a crazy dysfunctional family and friends and that it like leads to those events. But I think that's like what makes it funny. But when it comes to some of those comedy movies, I don't know, for whatever reason I can't hold on anymore.
No, I get what you mean. Like, what surprises me though is like, out of like the comedies you've watched, I was so surprised that you did not watch Gintama.
Yeah, my
knowing you and knowing how bizarre you are, I thought you would have watched Gintama because you also watched JoJo.
Yeah, a lot of our high school friends told me the same thing. They recommended Gintama to me multiple times, and I'm just like, I can't, like, for whatever reason, I have a hard time watching it. I think at first it was because there were so many episodes.
Yeah.
And like they've shown me episodes too. Like there's an episode where they make fun of consoles. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But it was not like my sides were like not hurting. But like that anime with the psychic girl, like the psychic kid.
Yeah.
Who like appears in like a capsule.
Yeah.
In like that Yakuza guy's like building. And then he's trying to like kick her away. That shit made me laugh so hard. Like I have no idea why. Like Gintama is good, but like for whatever reason I find like other anime funnier than Gintama. I don't know.
I get
why.
what you mean. There was like one scene in Gintama I thought was pretty hilarious because it was a Dragon Ball Z parody, and like I think it was a samurai that was asking one of the characters, is like, hey, what are you guys doing? We're going to revive Krillin. And he was like, who the hell is Krillin? And what the fuck? fuck is going on? Who is that guy next to you? And the guy has a wig of Goku's hair, and he was like, yo, I am Kobayashi. Who the hell is Kobayashi? It was just so dumb. I was like, what the freak is this?
Yeah, I haven't seen Gintama either, but I'm familiar.
It was so funny that they actually made a live action version of Gintama, and I was like, what? Yeah. Really?
I got a friend that will cosplay Gintama maybe.
Yeah.
This coming anime convention.
Yeah, actually, like, I'm actually planning to go to an anime convention this year. To Anime NYC.
NYC, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go to Kogura-con, Pete? No.
That's that's
the local.
That's the local one, right? Probably not.
Where is it?
It's like it's right close to I think it's like in
it's at the college, right?
Yeah, it's at Middlesex County College, yeah.
Middlesex County College.
Yeah, so it's like basically local to me, but I don't really go to that one.
It's been, I mean, they're a smaller con, but I think it's because like it's new, fairly new, like I think it's been 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They've been doing pretty decent. Like I went to the last one and they had live bands. I don't think they were like actually like they're bands, but they're like I think school bands or like garage bands.
Yeah.
But there was a band that I liked. She sang like they sang the Noragami second opening.
Nice.
Did it really well. Yeah, it was like a female singer too, and she was playing the guitar.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a video of that.
Yeah, very attractive, very attractive. Good.
I know, right? They're always so cool.
Good show, yo. So good. Kawaii.
And also, I think that's the only way I could probably make friends is just basically going to conventions, mainly. Yeah. Like, I haven't been to another convention other than anime, so maybe I'll probably have to look into that.
Have you been to Otakon yet, Peter?
I have been to Otakon, yeah. Like, thanks to this guy in the chat, he managed to get me there.
Hey, did you go to the Washington, D.C.?
What's up?
Yeah, I think we were in DC. Yeah, we were in DC.
Yeah, it was in DC.
They moved from Maryland too.
It was literally like a few, like it was not even a mile away from the White House, which was really hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's like, cause it depends where we're from, but from this location, I think it's like about an hour. It's about an hour from both locations, actually.
Yeah, but we were lucky to find like close accommodations there.
Yeah. Yep. My cousin also, like, wherever my cousin wants to go, he usually gets like a hotel, so like if there's room, he lets us like stay there too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think like probably like the thing of it is that like conventions is probably the only place where we can like make friends, at least for us.
Cheers. I mean, you could they have like. If you're into like board games, like going to your local board game shop and stuff, there's a lot of people that hang out there too.
Yeah,
like
that's also an option,
people that are usually working. Yeah, like Chris. I don't know if you remember Chris, but he had to move around a couple of times. Like he moved to Virginia, was there for a couple of years. Then he moved back he's back in Jersey now. And like with the movement and also like his work, and then he just wants to play games. He doesn't really go there, like, and he has like a girlfriend, so he doesn't really like go anywhere to really meet people.
Yeah.
So he goes to like the board game places, and like everyone's like hanging out. Some people are the same way, like they just go there to hang out and then like make new friends.
Board games are like a really good chill way to meet friends, actually, because like I wouldn't want to go to like say like, oh, let's go to a club or let's go to a bar or something. It's like
right.
But then if it's like a board game night, I'm like, yo, I'm there. Like, what board game are we playing tonight? Because it's like, it's sort of like a quiet activity, but at the same time you can have like so much fun. It's like basically our mahjong nights, right, John? Like, you remember?
Yeah, right.
It's like basically
right when we were playing mahjong in Chinatown, and then there was like people with tattoos, and then we were like, yo, we're not part of the, and then Peter gets initiated in the triads. It's like, oh, okay.
Bro!
You guys play Riichi Mahjong in Chinatown?
Yeah, we play Riichi Mahjong. I actually have a Riichi Mahjong set, yeah. Yeah, so like the thing of it is that like we actually should play Mahjong Soul like one day on stream. like for old time's
Yeah,
sake.
it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, for old time's sake.
I think like every few months that would be nice, but you know, it's people are, you know, people have different schedules and stuff too, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
But yeah, like I think like with anime is like it's introduced me to a lot of things, like all the games that I love, like the board games I like to play, Go, Shogi, like Mahjong, they were all introduced to me by anime.
Yeah, anime. There's always an anime version of whatever game it is.
Yeah, like there's even an anime about board games, and I was like, oh my good. I like, speaking of which, I have to finish that one. But
is it I think I know what you're talking about. It's the one with like I think the whole group are just girls, right?
Yeah, they're all. It's always girls. Like it's like whenever it's like
introduction.
It's like mahjong. Like if it's like a mahjong anime, you got Saki. You also have like another one. I think it's called Pom Pom Mahjong or something. And the whole story is just basically a bunch of girls. They basically try to hang out in a mahjong parlor that's run down, and basically they end up playing mahjong as a result of it. And it's like
you have Akagi as well, and that's
Akagi basically, that's the first thing that inspired me to get into mahjong. Yeah, Akagi.
Although it's more about cheating than it is. Well, I mean, Saki.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Saki is more about like
it's like plot armor luck.
Yeah, it's basically like Saki is basically like a mahjong anime that kind of gets you into the tournament of things. It basically gets you feeling like it's like a high school sport.
Yeah, but the characters will literally have like superpowers. Is what it is, right?
Well, it's not really superpowers. It's not really superpowers. It's more like their win conditions are basically based off hands like Yaku from mahjong. That's the reason why it seems like that. Yeah, go on.
They have a specialty. So, for example, one character is always like doing the winning at the last tile kind of thing.
Oh, Haiteo Naoyue. Yeah, that's the young girl. Yeah, I remember. Saki's.
I mean, Saki herself is a literal superpower. Like,
yeah, she literally wins off Rishan Kaiho, and I'm like, how many times?
Rishan Kaiho like once in my whole entire life.
I think I've only won twice with that.
Trash hand.
Yeah, it is. Unless you have combined it with something else. Oh my gosh. But like, yeah, like I think it's like the only way to get people to memorize the hands. Like, obviously it's good that they don't have the Yakuman hands, like girls that basically have a superpower with Yakuman hands, because that would be too OP. It's like big dragon, right. big dragon. It's like, dude, how are you getting this lucky?
But I get that that's what they do to like make it hype, because in a way, like, yeah, that is.
Oh yeah, it's always fun to watch Saki like watch the girls play in the tournament, because it's like it's so tense and it's like so fun. The thing of it is that I also love watching Hikaru no Go whenever they're playing a Go game, and it's just so intense. Like you actually see like the board and you actually see where their moves are going. But like for me, like I can't play Go anymore because my ego is too much into it.
Oh. Have you seen March Comes from on a Lion or something like that?
Oh, a Lion March. Like what is it? A Lion on March.
Yeah.
Like I forgot what it's called. Dang, that title's
March of the. No, it's not. What is it? Something March and Lion.
Yeah, it
is about Go.
It's like March of the Lion or something.
No, it's about Shogi. March comes in like a lion.
Oh, it's Shogi. It's not Go. My bad.
Yeah, it's Shogi. Yeah, but it's so like. As somebody who I think like based off personality and like usually what I recommend people, I don't really talk about like slice of life or like serious anime like seinen, but like that's one of the that I highly recommend that to anybody that's like into anime and like, or you're like looking for a platform that like discusses or talks about like shogi or like any type of like even like life drama slice of life. It's like amazing. It's so good.
Yeah,
like
it's serious parts.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I agree. It's more of a slice of life anime. Like, yeah, there are shogi elements into it, but it's not the main point of the story. Right. Like there was an anime that me and my best friend Kev watched. It was based on shogi. It's called Shion no O. It's so underground that it just makes me feel like, damn, like nobody knows about this anime. And the whole premise of the anime is about a young little girl who was a shogi prodigy, and her parents get murdered by somebody who was a shogi pro. But nobody knows who murdered them. So she basically becomes a shogi pro to basically find out who murdered her parents.
Wow.
And I'm like, why is this anime so like underrated? Like nobody knows about this. Or maybe it's because of the animation, because when I look at it now, like the animation does look a little bit like not that great, but the story itself, it was pretty good. And I loved watching it, and like me and Kev would look at each other whenever we think about shogi, and it's like, yo, no one knows about this anime at all. You know? Like with Go, everyone remembers Hikaru no Go, but nobody remembers anything. Like with Mahjong, everyone remembers Agagi, but nobody knows like a shogi anime that was like really intensely into shogi, except for like March comes in like a lion. But that anime itself was just basically about the life of the characters. It's not really about, I guess, in depth with shogi like, you know, the other shows that I just mentioned are.
Or like the pressures of like pros, or like trying to climb the ranks.
Yeah, like
or,
that.
Yeah, it's like it's an interesting look because it also discusses. I mean, you could say a lot of slice of life has like philosophical terms or discussions, but Lion has like huge. It's like huge on philosophy, and like even when they play, they always say like, you know, shogi has strategy, right? And it's like you could play like a computer, but then there's usually like a personality or like a moral code for every player that is like personified in their plays. So then like some of the plays he does, like there'll be flashbacks as to like why he made that play, or like why did he do that move. It's almost like the Queen's Gambit before Queen's Gambit came out. Yeah. But it's like not as hardcore as like Queen's Gambit.
I think like what March comes in as a lion does well is that it shows you the actual experience of the player. Like it basically shows you the player's move, but it shows you the experience of what drove them to make that move.
The higher levels are definitely get very intense.
Yeah.
Like if you guys have ever had like a high level game of any sorts, or anything that's really competitive.
Oh yeah. Like with
it gets very mentally exhausting.
Yeah, with me it was Go, because like I think I got up to like intermediate level, but I could never get to like, I guess like I don't want to say advanced, but like close to like amateur level, because that was like way above me. Because like we actually had a friend in our Japanese club, Rainier. What was it? Raul. Like he was such an advanced player in that game, and he would find like ways to break my groups easily, and I would be like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get better because this guy is just too good.
How do you spell his name? Rao? Is it ROAH?
RAHUL.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, yo, Rao is the older brother / antagonist in Fist of the North Star. I was like, yo, it's Rao incarnate.
I mean, he's practically built like him because he has a really muscular body. As far as memory, he works out a lot.
The Fist of the North Star, like Dynasty Warriors games, especially the second one, fucking amazing, underrated.
I feel go on. No. Like since you mentioned that, I feel like I want to go back into some old school anime again, because like, dang, I had an anime in my head that I feel like I have to go back to watching. Was it? I forgot the name of it now. It's about like two planetary systems. Like one is Earth, and basically they're fighting against like an empire that's like, it's like they're from another planet, but they're like similar to like, I think like the hierarchy, the Empire of Germany.
Yeah, it's called Mobile Suit Gundam.
No, not Mobile Suit Gundam. It was another one. It was basically about space fights. Like basically like
the main character. About Galactic Heroes?
Yes, Galactic Heroes. That's the one. Yeah, I really want to get back into watching that one, because I think I stopped like at episode like 100, like 50 something, and I forgot to go back to it, and I forgot what episode I left off on. And
is that the original or the reboot?
The original one. I was watching the original one.
I wanted to watch it, but the amount of episodes like is like terrifying to me, and then I feel like I mean, it's definitely different, but I feel like after watching so much Universal Century Gundam, I feel like it's the same, but just done like with like battleships.
Yeah.
Like, I feel, and then there's like more strategy. I think like the opponents, I think in Galactic Heroes, the opponents know each other and they see each other a lot, like in vidcoms. But even though they're on opposing sides, like they honor each other.
They respect each other. Yeah.
Yeah, in like Mobile Suit Gundam, like I mean, what's his name? Char like respects Amuro, but Amuro's like, I'm just a kid. I have to kill my way out of this because I can't. Everyone's trying to kill me, and I was just like, yo.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I think what made me engage with Galactic Heroes, because when it comes to mecha, I don't care about the mech fights. The only thing I care about are like the characters and how the story is told. That's the reason why I like Gundam, because like it was deeper than just the mech fights.
Yeah. What I love about Gundam, of course, are the mech fights, but it's always good to like see the depth of the characters. What was it? Victory Gundam is probably the Gundam series where it's like the Evangelion of Gundam, in my opinion.
Right.
Where it's like the main, the protag is like a kid, but it's the youngest protag. He's like 11 or 12 or something, and like it's like these protags usually that pilot the Gundams are these young kids, but he's like the youngest. And then and there's like it's all in the first and second episode, I think. There's like a part where, and the Gundams in this one are different. They're sort of like Transformers, where they can transform with different parts. The enemy comes down. He harms the enemy, where the enemy pilot gets shut down, and then he's in the ground, and he's really wounded. And then the kid comes out of his cockpilot, or outside of his mecha, I think, to like go up to the soldier, or the soldier, I think, like paralyzes his Mobile Suit Gundam, but whatever, like they're both on the ground. And then when the enemy pilot's like an old man, when he notices that the Gundam pilot's a kid, and it's like in dub too, he's like, you're just a kid. And then the main character is like, oh, and he's like, you're just a kid, and he has a gun, and just he unalives himself because he couldn't like take the pressure of like having to fight a kid of war. I was like, yo. And then that sets up like the whole series, man. It's crazy. Like the whole season, or like that whole specific Gundam, it's like the darkest Gundam I've ever seen. Like there's a point where they know that he's a kid. There's a point where they send female soldiers at him with bazookas, and then like his only choice is to either get killed by the females, or he has to like blast them out of the way.
Is this the original Gundam?
It's called Victory Gundam. It's like, I think it's like the 5th in the Universal Century.
Like when was this made? Do you remember?
I think 90s.
Oh, 90s?
This one's in the 90s. Yeah, the original 79, I think, and then
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe it's in the 90s.
Okay.
But my favorite one is the one with the biocomputer. I forgot what it was called, but it's like a movie. The Gundams there in the mecha suits, they have like this pirate like theme. Like they have capes and stuff, so it's really interesting. And there's like biocomputers. They move like Trans Am, I think, is like the newest Gundam stuff, where they go like really fast and they have after images. This is before Trans Am, but they have after images, and they called it the biocomputer. Like
okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a different system, but it's really cool. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
I see.
Next to 8th MS team.
Yeah, because when I think about it, I think like even though I knew about Gundam, I think like the thing that introduced me to the Gundam genre, like the series, would be Gundam 00. I think that was the thing that got me. Yeah, like because the thing of it is that even though I knew about Gundam, like I didn't really fully delve into the Gundam genre until I watched 00, because I think it's because they were kind of reflecting on events that happened in Afghanistan. That's the reason why I kind of watched it, because it felt as like the main character was actually someone that was traumatized, like in the war zone, right?
Yeah, then, from the Middle East too.
Yeah,
like,
and then like he was like, I am Gundam, and I was like, oh dang. And it was funny because he was the same voice for Light Yagami from Death Note. And I thought that was hilarious, but at the same time I was like, oh, okay. Like, for some reason I got into that one, and because of that, I ended up watching Gundam Wing. And then I was like, oh, dang. Like, this is what I missed out on when I was a kid. And I started, yeah, go on.
Oh, no, keep going.
No, I was like, I think the reason why I grew to love the Gundam series was not because of the mech fights, but because of the politics. Because it actually shows you how complicated the world is. And you're like, you know, like, on the internet, we are so streamed with so many people saying, oh, it's an easy fix, all you gotta do is this. They are not fully aware of these other factors that come in, and then when they see how big it is, they realize, oh, this is a gargantuan animal that we're dealing with. This is not just an easy fix.
You guys can probably guess my favorite Gundam series by just the fact that I love romance, so you guys already know.
Is it what is that? Which one is that one? Fuck. No. Is it C?
Yep, it's C.
That's what I thought, because I'm like, which Gundam has romance in it? And I'm like,
Seed
oh,
and
it has to be Seed and Seed Destiny.
Yeah, okay. I am a sucker for romance.
No, I'm the same. I'm the same, bro. The thing of it is that like, and by the way, Dr. Tom, what's up, man? What's the best part of your day so far? Welcome to the chat. I knew it was Seed because, like, oh wait, which one has romance? And I thought of the pink-haired girl, and I was like, oh my god, yes, I remember that. The one thing that I was kind of like, I was saddened by, but I knew it was gonna happen. I knew the red-haired girl was gonna be a second lead, but then she turned out to be someone that we end up not liking in the series until she actually, I think she dies in some way, or she,
killed.
And it's like, I don't know if you guys have watched, what's it called? What's the one about the alien that's the right hand?
Parasite,
yeah. Like, you remember me and you talked about this, Rainier. Remember when we thought the best girl died?
Oh, I barely remember in Parasite.
Like, you know, like, the main character is into one, like the main heroine, but then there was another girl that shows up and she dies, but we thought that she had more character development. Because she was able to see the future, I think.
For Parasite? This is for Parasite?
I don't remember her special ability, but she had a special ability or something. Like,
I don't remember anymore.
I was gonna say that I'm watching. I just started the Parasite the Grey.
Yeah.
I just started that last week, and I think I'm on episode 2 or 3. Yeah. I had to stop because I'm watching American Gods right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty good. I recommend it also. If you guys haven't seen
I kind of stopped watching Parasite because of that one episode, because I thought, oh my gosh, she could be the female lead, but then she dies, and I'm like, okay, I'm stop watching it. Because like Rainier, I'm like a sucker for romance too. I actually like, I actually like certain ships. Like, if a show has a ship that I really, really like, I watch it. And, you know, the one thing I'm really glad about for, like, the new upcoming anime, which from the Mercury has romance. Oh, yeah. That's also a Gundam series, right? Rich from the Mercury? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that has, well, it's girl on girl.
Yeah, it's LGBTQ, it's LGBTQ, right?
No, technically, it's everything, because stuff.
Right,
but, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you watch the show, there's technically all the different types of romances.
Yeah.
I just started the new Gundam one. Was that QUX, I think?
Yeah.
Or like QUU. It's basically Mobile Suit Gundam, like the original, but it's like what if Char won instead, or Char got the Gundam instead of Amuro. So it's like a completely like warped timeline where Char gets the Gundam. You start like in the future already, but I think in the second episode it's a flashback of what happened. But it's cool. Like they instead of there being like a giant war, I think there's like illegal battles that happen in space, and it's for like clans, and like it's almost similar to like Witch, but it's like I think the illegal battles are like groups themselves, so it's not companies, but it's like clans and stuff.
Yeah.
are in factions, and if they lose, I think they just like that's like their strongest hand. So once they lose the MS or the Gundam or whatever, then like they're kind of like out of luck. I guess they're like rebels. That
Dr. Tom said, yeah, Dr. Tom says it's pronounced G-Quacks.
G-Quacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like the thing I like about I think anime like now is that they're actually coming out, like, even though they have the typical fantasy ones, I'm liking the fact that they're having like, you know, like, even though they have like the isekai and people get tired of it, I love the fact that they're introducing isekais with oji-sans.
Yeah, me too.
It's no longer Kokosei. It's like oji-sans. They're like in their 40s, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this.
I don't think it's tied to being self-insert, because like I've always wanted more oji-sans in like as main characters in anime since I was
practically begging for this.
Yeah, it's great. The swordsman thing you showed me, Peter. I haven't seen the next episode, but after watching the first one, I actually really like it's exciting. I don't know why. I think it's like the technicality of the fight, but technically he didn't do anything too flashy. But it's like the whole thing where the reason he's like a good instructor is he like parried the tip of the sword during like the strike at the right time,
right?
Or like he knew that the opponent was gonna swing this way, so he was already getting ready to strike a different way and stuff.
Yeah.
And like the way they explain it, it's so cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I like his character design. It's great.
Yeah, I love that one. So if you guys are not familiar with that anime, it just came out this season. Let me see if I can find the name for you guys. I think it's called like Country Bumpkin.
Yeah, Country Bumpkin becomes like Master Swordsman.
Yeah,
it's
called from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, and the whole story of the anime is basically about an old school dojo master who basically teaches on the countryside, and like he somehow is recruited by his former student to become the sword master of the Knights Guild. So basically he is meant to be the sword master of the Knights. And the funny thing is that like apparently like when he goes to this new town and this new life that he's going through, he's meeting all other former students that he used to teach. So the whole story is just basically about him just teaching the Knights, but at the same time meeting like all his former students and seeing how far they've come because of his instruction. And like I really like it because he's like a guy in his like almost like I think late 40s to early 50s, but yet all these women that he taught when they were kids are like full-grown adults, and they're basically just like going to their old master for like instruction. It's just really, really funny, and I think it's like, you know, I think it's supposed to be like a typical like harem anime, but at the same time it's like a guy that's 40, but yet his students are like young women now, so it's like, what?
Yeah, and he's also like wholesome. Like he's like
oh yeah,
or
yeah.
I don't know if that is that the village leader, the guy that's older than him that like talks to him in the first episode, or is that the old master?
Oh, you mean his father?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's his dad.
Yeah, that's his dad.
The way this dad talks to him.
He's just trying to kick him out of the house. It's like, oh, you have a new life now. We kicked you out. Go off and get married and give me a grandchild.
It's just so good because it's like he's talking about grandchildren and then he's already like 50 or like in his like late 40s, and then this guy's just like, I just want to train, man. And dad's like, yo dog, there's more to life than training. He's like, but this is all I want. This is like all I'm good at. He's like, no man, there's girls out there. It's like, but I just want to trade, man.
No, it was funny because it's funny because like in the same episode he tries to hook up his former student with him, and like he's like, yo, don't play around. She's like, you know, the age difference is bad enough, and then basically she was like, I'm not against it. I'm like, what the freak is going on here? Like John said, he's like, the main character is very wholesome. That's why I love watching the show, because like I think the reason why I like these different isekai / fantasies with these oji-san is like oji-san just means like old man, but literally it's like kind of like old uncle type of figure or something, right? The reason why I like these shows is because practically when you're 40 or like past that age, you really don't give a F about anything. So you practically say anything or do anything. There, like, you remember that that isekai one I showed you where the guy was a merchant and he just basically buys stuff online?
Yeah, I'm caught up with that too.
Yeah.
Yo, the way that his like, I mean, there's a story and stuff, but the way that I guess his harem or whatever evolves over time, I was like, yo, what is going on? And he like, it's like, in my opinion, it's a great anime where like it's done off screen, right?
Yeah.
But you could see that he actually.
It's like hinted that he's actually slept with more than one woman.
Yeah, he's sleeping with like multiple women in the show, but it's done like off screen. But then it's like it's like a cool reflection because it's like the women act like these anime girls, right? Because it's an anime. But he's literally like the guy that's like, yo, I thought we were just like sleeping, or like I didn't like, it's not, I think you're hot, but I wasn't trying to sleep with you or anything. You were the one that like pushed it on me and stuff. So it's like he's like really down to earth, while like you have the typical like anime girls. So it's an interesting take because it's just like he sleeps with them because like they'll harass him if he doesn't sleep with them. Or like he finds them hot, or like there's actually one that
no, it's just so freaking crazy because it's from anyone that's like a beast woman to a noble, and I'm what the freak is going on?
And it's like the premise of the show had nothing to do with this, but it just happens like
it just happens like once in a blue moon, and I'm like, that is so random, and he marries one of them. And I'm like, what the freak?
It's so like random. Like it just like it's because he's an adult, right? So I guess like you're treating the sex casually and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like there's only one that he was trying to marry, but then even after that, there was one with like there was this whole scene with this maid. Like, oh, I saw how you were eyeing the maid, so like I had this like thing that.
Did you watch the last episode?
Yeah, I think that's the last or second to last episode.
Yeah, that's the second to last, I think.
Okay, yeah. When I saw that part, I was like, dog, what's happening?
Yo, even the queen of the kingdom was like, it's like she was eyeing him too, and I'm like, what the freak is going on here?
Yeah, and I think he was like, yo, your husband, and then she's like, yo, he's cool with it.
and the king was like, don't look at me. I was like, what the freak is this?
I was looking at like after I watched the whole show and I reflected on what I saw, I was like, that was one of like the chillest. It was
It's like the chillest isekais I've ever watched. At the same time, it was like it's so real. It's like literally so real because it's like, yeah, if I'm in a. Yeah, go on.
They like make it too dramatic. Like in all anime, they make it ultra dramatic. I mean, it's also like most of that stuff is usually centered around romance anime, so of course there's like a plot there that has to be focused on.
But as long as it's done right, then you can continue watching. Yeah, usually it's done wrong.
Because you would usually be like, oh, this guy's a hoe, like I hate him. But like the way he treated it and the way everything progressed, it was so cool. Like it actually feels like adult. It doesn't feel fake. It feels like it's like a real like adult thing. And I was like, wow,
this is that's something you would see an adult do. Like, and I think
like in like a show, like a real live action show. Or something.
And I think with the isekais in the past, and I think because of isekais in the past, it would be a kokosei or a high school student.
Yeah.
And basically, like it would feel like, oh, this guy's not mature enough. Like like he hesitates because he tries to be very chivalrous. Like, there's nothing wrong with being chivalrous, but at the same time, it's like, like, there's some things that you kind of feel as if it's kind of, like, too passive in some ways. Like, with the Oji-sans, like, what makes them very, very cool is that, like, they're either very logical, but they have some humanity because they have that experience on them. At the same time, they could be very, very wholesome, but at the same time, they're kind of oblivious to the fact that, like, like, they're just really good at what they do. Like the swordsman one. That's why I like the swordsman one, because he's very humble and he knows he's not top shit. He knows that any Nippon younger could beat him, but he just finds the right way because of his experience.
His experience and technique, and training. If everything else, like if other shonen and anime was discussing about the power of like just being talented, this is one of those animes where it's like this is what happens when you've had experience of like doing this over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with people being younger, like younger characters, right? But it's like it's like those Korean soap operas where it's like some people when they watch it, they like the main characters are supposed to be the couple that's either 30 or 20, but then when you actually start liking the couple that are like 40 and 50, then you realize where your priorities are in that sense. But my point is that I think because like the age group of people that made anime popular, like our age group, millennials, they've gotten older. So now I think they're trying to up the ages of characters in anime to make it so that it keeps up with our generation, at the same time being better for a generation that's coming after us. So like that's why we have like obviously there's gonna be a lot of high school anime with high school students in it. I have no problem with that. The thing of it is that I'm kind of glad that we're actually getting inclusion of people that are like Oji-san. So like, even though I'm not at that age yet, and I probably feel that age, but I'm very glad to the fact that I can actually have like a anime character that is sort of like, oh, I have, I guess, something to look forward to when I get older. Like, you know, like I can go back to it when I'm like 40 to watch this, you know?
Right. Hey, it's yeah, there's just a lot of like anime that tries to do the same thing, but it feels kind of fake. Another thing too I was gonna say is like the animation style of that anime is like what is surprising why like they have those other elements, because it looks so like the art style isn't bad, but it's also kind of like very like not basic, but it's not too like hardcore. Usually you can sense like
it's like medium
quality. Yeah, like usually like sometimes art design will like sort of foreshadow like what's gonna happen in the show and stuff. It looks like it's like a slice of life anime, like the other one with the wolf where the guy just cooks food. Then like you'll see blood, and like there's a time where this guy gets shot in the head and you see a bullet through his skull, and I was like, yo!
Oh yeah.
Like the violence like is mature. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I get that.
I wasn't expecting that, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I think, like, when they make stories, like, it's kind of, like, I really miss the stories where it's, like, you watch it and it feels like it's kind of like you're in for a good ride. But then later in the series, it gets darker and darker, and you realize the characters are in for a darker ride than you thought. I love how they subtly go into that back then, because back then in the day, like when you watch, say, like Rurouni Kenshin, for example, we discussed this last stream, or last podcast, I should say, that Rurouni Kenshin, like the original one, when it aired, it felt like a shoujo anime, and then like the further you went into it, it got more shonen as it went. But then you realize the story got a little bit darker and it got more intentional with its action. And you felt as if you were in for a ride, but it still knew what its base was. It had a balance of comedy, slice of life, as well as action. And I think I kind of miss that with anime nowadays, because nowadays it seems like it's like you either have a typical shonen that does typical things in a shonen anime, what you expect, but there's no, I guess, like, there's no anticipation of what the genre could, like, morph into next. You get what I'm saying?
They could always introduce some sort of twist. Yeah.
It's like the same thing with, like, you know, the Big O. The Big O, you thought, oh, it's just Roger Smith being a negotiator and piloting Big O to, like, destroy, like, the next, like, Megaduce or something. But then later on, you realize there's a much darker story to it. And
another Evangelion? No, I'm just kidding.
It could be, you know? But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think with, like, stories in anime nowadays, it just feels as if it's, like, it feels like it's, like, stuck in what works, but it doesn't involve itself to be actually something else, you know? Like, actually, like, trying something different, you know? Like, those risks, you know? Like, to make the story even more intense or, like, make it go to the next level.
Right.
I mean, like, you guys can disagree with me if you feel like I'm wrong about that. I mean, that's how it feels like to me with modern day anime now.
I mean,
sometimes it's harder for me to connect to some animes now. Probably, you know, I never thought I would quote unquote grow out of anime. It's not that I grow out of some anime. Because I feel like there are like certain themes that are like obviously for like young adults or like young teenagers that I just cannot connect anymore, right? Because I just see them as like something like silly or just talk or just communicate kind of issue, or like drama that's like brought about like by misunderstanding or.
I mean, that's usually how it is with like every drama, like every like romance comedy or romance drama, right? It's like someone says something, but then it causes misunderstanding on the other party's part. I was actually watching a Korean drama like over the weekend because I haven't done it in so long, and I realized like the amount of misunderstandings in a drama. You realize that if it wasn't there, then
there would be no drama.
Like everything could have been solved within a couple of minutes, but they drag it out in so many episodes, So it's like, and like with a Korean drama, it's an hour long, so it's like much longer for like the actual characters to actually be like, yo, get this thing moving. We know y'all like each other. We all know you love each other. Just move it along, cause like, it's like that type of stuff, but. In real life, I don't think anyone would let the drama drag out that long because we've seen it on television so many times.
I was gonna say, not to spin it too fast, but were you guys able to see Kowloon Generic Romance yet?
I have, yes.
Yeah, I saw the first episode like before stream. It's so good. I love the.
Rainier, are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
So this anime, I think you would like because it's not kokose. It's actually about two real estate agents. So the crazy thing about this one is that I think it takes place in either Hong Kong or China.
It's gotta be Hong Kong. That's gotta be.
Yeah, so it's about these two real estate agents, and they're like from Japan, and they came to Hong Kong or China, whichever, or maybe it's just a random area that looks like Chinatown. So basically the main heroine, she basically is partners with the main hero, but she notices that the main hero carries a photograph with him, and the weirdest thing is that the photograph looks like her, but it's his fiance, and she has no memory of her past. So the whole entire series is basically based on that what if scenario.
But like the art style is really good. It's like a blend of like old school and new school.
Yeah.
It's like old school drawing, but the color is very like
bright and vibrant.
Like it's like it has this really like luscious coloring, and then the character designs are great.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's just charming in its own way, and it's sort of like in future. I think it's future Kowloon or something.
Yeah.
Or Kowloon, like
Walled City.
Yeah, there's like a fake Earth. They were talking about how like there's a fake Earth that they're trying to create.
Yeah.
Like there's like this space diamond thing at the very top of their sky. So like there's still a sky, but there's like a space diamond thing there, and I think like that's either a camera or that's like a space station they're trying to build or something.
Could be both.
But but it's like especially in the first episode, the guy just talks about like she was asking. Like whenever there's like new restaurants that open up here, but they don't last too long. And then the guy was saying like Kowloon is supposed to be like an area of nostalgia.
Right.
So he's like saying like everybody that lives here, everything that you see, it's like they're capable of making Kowloon like look better because there's like moldy walls and stuff like hallways. There's graffiti on walls and stuff like that, but they're saying that's part of the aesthetic. Like they could have cleaned that up and stuff, but for that feeling of nostalgia, they leave it alone. So it's interesting. Yeah, it's a pretty cool direction.
Yeah, I missed that part. I didn't know that's how they explained it.
Yeah, it's like when they were smoking at the top or like drinking or whatever. She was saying that she doesn't feel nostalgia in Kowloon, but she feels it with the guy. She also says that, and then the guy's like. The guy was like something along the lines of like, oh, okay, that sucks for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because he's also like, I don't want to I guess like he's supposed to be someone who's in his mid to late 30s. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's the age range, and like the main heroine is supposed to be like, I think like mid to like like I don't want to say like late, but maybe like mid-20s. I think that's where her age range is. So, and they're working in real estate, so it's like, you know, like, oh, like anyone that is working an office job, you can connect well with these two.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know if, I don't know, like, I haven't watched, like, a lot of, like, recent romance anime, but, like, usually for male character designs, they kind of look like K-pop stars or whatever. They look like kind of feminine.
Yeah.
This guy is like buff. Like he looks like an older version of the guy from Shangri-La. I don't know if any like the real life gamer guy. It's like he's kind of like, he's not like super muscular, but he's built like he's like sort of ripped. Yeah, that guy has that build too. And he, like, his character design is just cool, because it's like, I'm tired of seeing like the skinny, like, pencil guys that, like, have very feminine, like, looking, like, aesthetic. This guy looks like
they're usually like Kokose. That's usually the Kokose, the high school student.
Yeah.
It's past 10, Rainier, so,
okay.
Are you, like, do you want to finish up right now, or do you want to keep going?
I'll stay for, to smoothen out the transition, I'll stay for like 12 more minutes maybe.
12 more minutes? Okay.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
alright. Yeah, because like I don't want to keep you too long, because I know you're also on the schedule. But yeah, like I think like anime nowadays, like since it's become more mainstream, I'm kind of glad that they're kind of like making small changes, but at the same time it's like I feel as if like I mean, like I think they're starting to have competition with anime now, because I think now I think the animation studios are now changing to China and Korea now. Like I think anime in Japan, they just basically distribute it more. I mean, that's what my feeling is, because it feels as if like when I see the art style of Chinese animators, I feel like I'm seeing that more in anime nowadays. It's like you just know it's from like China, like the anime, like the anime style, like the way they draw it and everything. And I feel as if like they're marketing towards like, you know, like more distributing their animation like elsewhere instead of just doing it in Japan, I think. I mean, animators, they're still working there, but you know, I think like they're probably getting more for their buck, like distributing the work across like all of Asia.
Right.
I mean, if I'm wrong about that in chat, like you can correct me if you know more about the industry than I do, because I know I don't know anything.
I agree, because I mean, China is starting to become a powerhouse in like a lot of things.
Yeah, I agree.
They definitely have a huge fan base of just like, you know, the millennials who grew up in anime. They probably have a pretty big fan base in there.
Yeah, like I think a lot of like people in China and Korea, they started like learning Japanese because of anime.
They pretty much took over gacha, right? They're now like Korea and China are now like
it's like, can you imagine if like there was an anime about the Japanese emperor, like basically like someone goes back in time and they basically like the emperor's like, how can we take over all of Asia, and then basically
I mean, one thing I'd say is it's pretty cool to have animes that are like non-Japanese perspective, right? Like like Apothecary Diaries being like a top anime currently.
Oh yeah.
And it being like a Chinese setting is really cool.
Oh yeah, I agree. I also love the anime where it's not taking place in Japan; it's actually taking place like in America or something.
Yeah,
and they do the and they do the series so much better than what I've seen like in like a typical cartoon.
Even Solo Leveling is really cool. Just the idea that like, you know, the Japanese characters in Solo Leveling are not the protagonists.
They're not the protagonists. It's supposed to be all Koreans.
I know, it's so cool.
And it's just, and I think it was cool for like the seiyus and the director to basically say, no, we're keeping the Korean names. We're not changing the Korean names whatsoever. Because I think with some
it became relevant because because they actually have like Japanese characters in the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. And I think like also no, because like sometimes when they take a webtoon and they change it, they change the characters' names because they're uniquely Korean names, but they change them to Japanese names. I think that's what happened with the Tower of God.
Oh.
I think they changed the Korean names to Japanese names, and when they were like dubbing it for like Japanese distribution.
So yeah, it's really cool to see these like storylines that may not necessarily be coming out of Japan.
Yeah.
Or different settings that are not Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I think like also it's kind of funny when Japan animates something that's not really from Japan. Like if they animate something from Sherlock Holmes, but they have their own twist on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like really cool. Like, I think like when they do like Western stories, I think it's like really interesting because they put their own little take on it, and they make it like a little bit more amusing. Like Hellsing, for example. Hellsing was always like everyone's like old classic favorite.
Hellsing Ultimate is my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not even a Japanese story. It's basically based in like Europe, you know. So it's like
here, the secret identity of the main character is a Japanese warlord. So.
Oh really?
Perhaps spoilers.
Maybe I have to watch Hellsing again.
Yeah, I don't know if they did it in the original Hellsing, but in Hellsing Ultimate, in the final, it's either second to last or the last part. Like, it reveals like his identity and stuff.
Oh, okay. I see. I mean, the thing is that what else was I thinking of? I think like I think like I'm not disappointed with how anime is like right now. Although I kind of wish that I was still in the phase where I would listen to the openings, and I wish I would be able to like actually like listen to them on repeat. But like, I think like as I got older, I stopped doing that because like I think with the anime openings and endings, I just don't find them like, oh, I have to listen to it all the time now, like I was back in when I was in high school. Yeah, I've been like skipping them, and I feel bad.
I listened to them. I listened to everything the first episode, and then afterwards.
Yeah, the only opening that I think I would just keep playing whenever I watched an anime was it was that anime about the salaryman that becomes a general. John, the one I showed you.
Yeah,
that one.
The one with the demon. Yeah.
Yeah, the demon general one. That one. So like the let me see if I can find the name of it. Let's see. Salaryman.
The new Gundam OP and ED is too good. It's too delicious, bro. It's if you're into like pop EDM stuff, like I think Witch did it too, but sort of it gives me like Sword Art Online, the first opening or the second opening, the one that got really popular. It has similar vibes to that one, but it's like more like poppy.
Yeah. So the title is Headhunting to Another World from Salaryman to Big Four. So the story about this anime is basically about a salaryman that basically is abused at his job, transferred to another department overseas, and he works himself to death to make that business a success. But then he ends up dying, and he ends up becoming a general of a demon lord's army.
That sounds funny.
Yeah. And it's funny because he doesn't have magic. He gets isekai with no magic, and he basically the only thing he has is the power of negotiation. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, very
and humans in that world too are like, except for like a few blessed ones.
Yeah.
They don't like they're like normal humans. They don't have any powers. So it's like when he's chosen to be one of the generals, and like he's there in the room, and the other demon generals, are demons, and they're looking at him. They're like, why the fuck is this guy here? And then the demon lord is like, oh, you shouldn't like look down upon him. He's very strong in his own ways. So then like he has to prove himself, and it's like,
I really love the demon lord. The demon lord was like, no, I chose him for a reason.
I love those kind of animes where it's not just like might is right.
Yeah,
kind of one dimension. It's like you have different sort of skills and like you don't have to be super powerful, but if you're good at like talking to people or convincing people or doing all of these things, it's a skill in and of itself.
Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that in anime too, actually, because like I think that's the reason why I don't watch most shonens anymore, because even though there are deep stories, and I'm not denying that, it's the same thing when I feel when I hear about a superhero movie. You feel as if it's just nothing but like superhero versus villain knocks hero down, hero feels down about himself, but then has a great support group, and then hero goes back into fighting again. I mean, that's the typical story for any story, but for me, it just, like, for Hero Academia, right, I couldn't get into it because, one, I kind of got over, like, long shonen series, so that's just a me thing, but at the same time, I just, like, I don't, like, I'm a bit divided when it comes to power-up things, because when it comes to power-up mechanics, it depends on how it's delivered, and usually when it's shonen, it's usually like, oh, they're fighting for a long time, oh, he's being beaten to a pulp, and then suddenly like, oh, he awakened this ultimate power that we never experienced, and then suddenly he just goes like tenfold. That's what I'm usually used to, and then I get tired of that. But if it's something like Death Note, or like something more, I guess, like implanted in not an intelligent way, but in a way that seems like it's kind of like morphed into the story and it's subtle enough, I think that's when I start to appreciate it. If that makes sense.
Like, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say, Ray?
You know what's a good game that had like pretty good plot? It just got remastered very recently, so I'm gonna like. It's Suikoden 1 and 2. It's a classic JRPG. It has a really good plot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Suikoden 2, but it's really good because it's not like a character that gets really strong. In fact, I think, you know, of course the character has like a leveling system, but like, you know, he's not super overpowered. He relies on other people to do the things for him. So for example, like when it comes to like strategy or tactical battles, the main character has no like say in it really. It's more you got like people who does strategy and gives you advice and all of that. So it's really cool to have kind of like a division of labor, so to speak, right?
The one that
one person.
Is that which one is the one where you started like you're a pirate and then you have like your own ship? I think
it's probably 4. Suikoden 4 is like the pirate one.
I think that's the one I liked the most, and it had like a rock paper scissors system to the combat too. I think.
I like 1. I like 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is mine.
I see.
I gotta replay them because like.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into JRPG, the remaster just came for 1 and 2. So.
Yeah, I was looking at 2. I think 2's more my jam. I think 1 might be too old, or I have to look into the story again because it might be it might be too like classical. I think the second one is good. Yeah. I'll look into it.
2 like had a really cool concept. Like there's a lot of definitely like a lot of philosophy and like, but even like tactic wise, there was. I remember this one scene where they're like, you know, we're gonna have trouble sieging this place because it's well defended and like the defenders are like hunkered, you know, inside the city. And what they did was instead of like doing like a classical siege or like having any violence, they just like took a lot of the prisoners that they already have and they just like, oh, you're free, go ahead, go to the city, you know, you're free.
Right.
And there's like thousands of them, and like it caused chaos inside the city because like the city couldn't handle like sustaining additional like people, even though, you know, it's their own people are like prisoners or more, but it's like an interesting tactic.
Right. And then it's like a question of morals and stuff like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty cool.
I see.
Do you know about like some type of something saga that's like remastered also? It's another classic JRPG. And then I was seeing that like I was reading the synopsis and then like you play as like the king of like the city. But then like during your time as king, you have to like choose like somebody to succeed you, and it happens like 5 or 7 times or something. It's like something saga. It's like an older game, but they remastered it. Let me look for it. it looked cool. I was like, I've never heard or played this game before. And it's like a remaster from like the older times. I was like, what game is this?
Like you raise your eyebrow. It's like remastered. There was a first version of this.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay, well,
Okay,
I'll transition from there. Thank you guys for this episode.
Oh, thank you for being here, Rainier, and thank you, John, for also being here.
Thank you guys. And it's Romancing Saga. That's
Romancing
what-
Saga. Oh.
Yeah, 2.
Oh.
Number 2.
I see. Maybe you guys in chat will check that game out. But yeah, so Rainier and John, do you have anything to say to our global audience before we depart for tonight?
Are you first, Rainier?
Stay safe, stay hydrated, and like the world may be going crazy lately, but keep your mental at a highest level of fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny boy?
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you should go watch the new season of anime and there's some pretty good indie games on Steam right now. I was just looking at some. There's a Bancho strategy RPG that I will definitely be looking into later. But yeah, guys, keep enjoying yourselves. Remember that indie games are also games too, so give them a shot.
Yeah.
And then you got some anime out there. Recommending Kowloon Generic Romance and the Bumpkin Swordsman.
Okay. So they said their piece. I think we're going to do a raid, so I'll just put the raid message. We're going to raid into my friend Moon's channel, Hollow Moon VT. So I will put the raid message up. You guys can copy that. Copy that if you want. And we will go into Moon's channel. She's playing Fortnite right now, so might as well just like pop in and say hello. Okay. The raid has been set up, and they've said their piece, so I'll say mine. Everyone is precious. You guys are just as precious as everyone else, and we will see you guys in the next stream, or the next second Monday. So take care, guys. Bye-byes.
Bye.
Goodbye.